Good morning. Thank you for tuning in. You are tuned in to The Encourager, and my name is Nehru. I am in this video going to be moving on to the second sign, the Taurus sign, in the series of Living by the Moon. And so the information that I will be sharing at the beginning of each of the 12 zodiac signs throughout this series is going to be just a real general flash from the introduction. If you want more about the moon and moon mapping and that, if you look at the first sign, the Aries, post in regards to living by the moon, you can get a better picture about lunar cycles. But in gist, the lunar cycles happen every 29 and a half days, approximately 30 days. That's where we get the 30-day calendar from. And each moon, each zodiac sign is in each moon cycle for approximately 2.5 days. Okay, so a new moon, right? Typically, a new moon sits in whatever sign, Libra. It sits in Libra for 2.5 days out of the month, so on and so forth. And it does that for each sign: Sagittarius, Leo, Virgo, Aquarius. It does that 2.5 days. And again, it's a cycle. So at the end of the 29, approximately 30 days, it goes back around, right? And so each and every 30 days, we go through a full moon cycle. So we deal with crescent moon and quarter moons and half moons, and we are aware of all of that, right? First moons and things of that nature, full moons. And so, yes, so moving on, again, I'm going to get into the Taurus, okay? And so for the Taurus, then your symbol is the bull, an animal known for its strength, stamina, and confidence. Your planetary ruler is Venus, which represents love, beauty, and the force of attraction. Okay? And Taurus Moon, your element, is Earth, characterized by the grounded energy of creativity, resilience, and practicality. And your modality, Taurus Moon sign, is fixed, which prizes reliability, predictability, and stamina. Okay? So I have, let me see, I know a couple of Taurus. One is a lady who was part of the polygamous cult that my father, sperm donor, created. And she's with him still, following his instruction and all of that today. She, I believe her birthday is May 5th or something like that. And then the second lady I was married to, she is also a Taurus. She's a May 2nd Taurus. And so one thing I do know about them is they are very strong. Certainly I could speak for the woman that I was married to. The woman who was with my dad, I don't know so much about her stick-to-itiveness because he dumbed them down. Because if you know anything about cults, it doesn't matter whether it was Jim Jones led, Charles Manson led, every cult, the leader starts out the same. They start out as some type of religious leader, telling people that they are God, telling people that they are the Christ, they are the Savior, they start off in this egotistical, narcissistic way. So they're very easy to point out, but not if your eyes are closed, which is the reason why, and through witchcraft, which is the reason why most of these people end up getting lured into those situations. Okay. But she, the woman I was married to, is an extremely strong woman, strong to the point to where compromise might not be the strongest suit for her. Okay, and so yeah. So your emotional signature, Taurus, and again, that's not all, obviously, because we all are a product of our environment. If I did not grow up in a polygamous household, I would not have the story that I have. Okay, if that same person did not take my first wife and daughter, I would not have the story that I have. So we are all a product of our environment, even if at some point we relinquish or we let go of all the trauma part of that past. We're all a product of our past because it helps to shape us. There's no way I could get rid of the DNA from the man and woman who were physically part of giving birth to this 49 years ago, right? I could never, on a scientific level, I could never deny that. Now, in a spiritual sense, I don't have to have anything to do with them because spiritually we are our own beings, and once we are no longer under parental authority or that guardian's authority, we don't have to do what they say and we don't have to follow their instruction. And in fact, Scripture speaks to being accountable for reaching the age of accountability, and that age of accountability is different for all of us as we mature differently. Okay, so so that's the reason why, at least foundationally, why the birth canal and the sperm donor at some point can no longer actually tell their kids what to do, their sons and daughters. They can tell their kids what to do, but not their sons and daughters, and there's a difference. Okay, so your emotional signature, Taurus, as the moon symbolizes instinctive feelings, the sign in which it resides gives us more awareness about the nuances of our emotional nature. Knowing this can help us discern our essential needs, strength, and superpowers, and be aware of our kryptonite, as I discussed in the reading for Aries that was posted yesterday. All right, finding a rhythm. Okay, and so these are your essential needs, Taurus. You groove when you feel you're in a groove. After all, connecting to a sense of consistency is inherently important to those with Taurus Moon. So I spoke about the woman that I was married to. She started out at a hospital in Central Florida some 25 years ago or something. And even though she's transferred company, she's still in the same building at the same hospital, right? So extremely consistent. These individuals, again, probably rarely leave jobs, change occupations. She's been doing the same occupation at the same location. Even when she moved away for 10 years, before her and I were married, she moved away for 10 years, came back, and then got another job there. So extremely consistent. Got a job at the same place that she was at, which says a lot for her, obviously, for her tenure there and the quality of work that she does. But they don't deviate very much in many cases, is my understanding. There's something about the reliability of knowing what's next that is very soothing to you. See, that's likely part of the reason that change is often too challenging. It disturbs the flow of your steady tempo, plus being in a flux can feel really ungrounding. Tune in to your personal rhythms to understand how to sequence your routines so that they can have you feeling your very best. Consider, for example, your sleep patterns. On the days that you feel the most energized and full of concentration, how much sleep did you get, and at what time did you get to bed? Once you identify this, arrange your schedule so that you can follow this vital supporting regimen. Living sensually, Taurus. Taurus is a sign associated with the five senses, and those with their moon placed here gain great comfort, let alone gratification, by experiencing life through these modes of perception. Whether it's the smell of fresh cut grass, the radiant colors cast by a sunset, or the flavorful bounty of a fresh peach. For you, simple pleasures are never simple. You're sensitive somatically and gently, and gentle touch. I'm sorry, I think I read that wrong. You're sensitive somatically and gentle touch, sorry, such as the way it feels when your lover strokes your arm or when you breeze sweeps across your face, can bring you delight. You've also got a keen acuity for sound and the love of music, which you find comforting and inspiring. When you're stressed, you likely indulge yourself even more than usual. This can be very nurturing if something like taking a leisurely bubble bath or something else that's going to bring soothing, relaxing pleasures to you are going to help in those situations. Okay, so someone who here's an example of where someone who is a strong moon Taurus sign, and first of all, if they are a Taurus moon sign and they have Virgo highly aspected in their chart, or Capricorn highly aspected in their chart, then these are earth signs. If they have these highly aspected in their chart, in their top 5, then this individual, it would be beneficial and yet a great challenge for them to be with a fire sign, such as myself. And so this points to, and back then, obviously, I wasn't aware of these types of things, but this points to the misalignment of certain energies. So if someone who is a strong Taurus and change is very difficult for them, that fire sign who is all about change, or some other strong sign that's always in change, if you're a life path 3, for instance, then you are one who enjoys change, and you enjoy change fast. You don't like, you get bored easily, and so on and so forth. You could be a great balance to the Taurus and them a great balance to you, but you all would have to work that out. Okay, you would have to conversate and communicate about working that out. Okay, because you would need to get them off their log, and they would need to kind of slow you down a little bit from going 150 miles an hour 24/7. Okay, so for me, again, using myself as an example because I'm the best known example that I know, and that's not saying that I'm the best as in the greatest. I'm the most well known to me in regards to my spirit nature and that. And so I know for me, again, as I shared yesterday, it's tough for me to sit down. It's tough for me to sit still. So as I'm in a state of a holding pattern right now spiritually, as divine source, angels, the legal system, all that stuff gets sorted out in my situation, then that's tough for me to do. And yet at the same time, I found joy in it, and I'm definitely taking advantage by learning more and by getting the opportunity to share what I learned with you. Okay? All right, so let's talk about some of the Taurus superpowers. Okay, so the practicality part. Okay, you have a propensity to look at things head on rather than getting sideswiped by the what ifs. You see the realities of what's in the sight line. Okay, so you look at things very practical. Okay, and again, this is very good, a good balance for someone who thinks more emotionally. Okay, so most all of us speak or think either logically or emotionally, one or the other, and we're all given more so to one side or the other. And so until we become awakened and we balance out these energies. So I was more emotional than logical for 46 years and 9 months. So serenity. Tranquility is the sense of your nature, and one of the reasons that people are so drawn to you. You're grounded and love to connect with the rhythms of the natural world, which you find pacifying. As you like to move at a slow and steady pace, you even kill Your even-keeled spirit is a balm for others, notably when the world seems chaotic. So you are a level-headed person. You rarely get rattled. And I can say this is true for her, the woman that I dated that's a Taurus. She's a Taurus sun sign, however. I don't know what her moon sign is. I have no idea. But yes, so consistency. Your reliability reigns supreme. Through thick and thin, you appear consistent. After all, moving slow and steady, where physically or emotionally feels quite nurturing to you. Whether physically or emotionally feels quite nurturing to you. Okay? Your kryptonite is the fear of change, again, coupled with the fire sign or some other sign or life path number that's quick to change or embraces change. Could be a challenge or a great balancing mechanism for a Taurus. But that would have to be worked out. Okay? Love of lounging. Feeling settled is much easier than exerting yourself too much, which can feel rattling to your gentle, slow-moving constitution. I was going to say constituents. It could be it could be bothersome to your constituents. But what I wanted to point out here is I was reading that line and a thought came to me. Feeling settled is much easier than exerting yourself. So Taurus, you might find it difficult to get off the couch and go walk that block, even though you know you need to. Okay? Because it's just easier to stay on the couch and maybe grab a bag of chips, or maybe you don't. Maybe you grab a diet soda because society has you thinking that a diet soda is better than a non-diet soda. Stubbornness. Another realm in which the motivation to move isn't necessarily second nature is your fixed nature. Oh, so what I was going to mention is the Taurus personality is more like the tortoise personality when it comes to change, okay? And so if you are someone who enjoys change, if you come across the Taurus and you're interested in them as far as a relationship, even if it's a friendship, it can be platonic, it doesn't have to be romantic, okay? Even if you need to understand that even as your friend, they may have a tendency to move things slow. So if you ask their advice on something, or they may be, I don't know, why don't you just stay where you are? And that might be good advice, but you need to understand the individual that you're talking to. And I think this is 100% of the time never taken into consideration when we're speaking to someone and we're taking their advice. Even when you're talking to a psychiatrist or a psychologist, their experiences influence how they see life. Even if you see a minister, a pastor, a prophet, or whoever, their experiences will influence their perspective. The only way it doesn't is if they share with you exactly what Most High says and then walks away. They share nothing else. If I come to you, so one of the words that I was doing a Kundalini meditation this morning, and during that meditation, one of the things that stood out to me was Most High telling me the word, so let it be, so let it be, so let it be, so let it be. If this is what you desire, so let it be. And only on the other side, or a different perspective, is this is what I desire, so I'm letting it be. I'm going to let it be, right? You have to be honest with yourself to know which side you're looking at that from, okay? Because either side just points to a releasing and an allowing, okay? All right, so let's see. Yes, so stubbornness, again, I spoke to that, right? Being the Taurus, you're like, come on. Everybody tells you, or most people say, slow and steady wins the race, but they didn't talk to Usain Bolt, right? They didn't talk to Carl Lewis, right? So slow and steady doesn't always win the race. Sometimes you have to be quick and fast. If you talk to an investor, or if you talk to Mark Cuban, or if you talk to Jeff Bezos, or you talk to Warren Buffett, they will tell you that opportunity presents itself, and you have to leap when you see the opportunity. They will tell you that sitting around mulling, that doesn't always pay off. So man tells you that, yes, slow and steady runs the race, but that's a bunch of bullshit. Because slow and steady doesn't always win the race. It depends on the type of race that you're in at that time. Okay? And if you think of this place as a game, in some way it is, if you think about it like that and not take it so seriously, if you think about it like that, then you have to learn to laugh some things off. But then, and that's definitely ringing loud today. You have to learn to laugh things off and not take things so seriously. And sometimes you have to just look at people, and maybe it's yourself, and just look like, man, you know what? I was a fuck up. I messed that up, you know? And sometimes you just have to look at other people and be like, what a fuck up. You just have to just be honest with yourself. Just, hey, it's okay. We all do it. We're all here having this human experience, and attempting to bring heaven and earth together in this 5D, or excuse me, this 3D place. Okay, so Taurus. Okay, so let's get on to some nurturing strategies. So going at a slow pace, again, that's not a bad thing or a good thing. It just depends on, it's just a matter of knowing the type of race that you're in. So for instance, as a tax accountant, there are deadlines, right? Generally, it's April 15th or April 18th for individual taxes, March 15th for S corporations and partnerships. If you don't get an extension, with an extension, personal tax returns are October 15th and corporate tax returns are September 15th. Okay, so if you are unaware of those deadlines, or even if you are aware of those deadlines, but you are in you are sluggish about getting those things filed, or you don't get the extension filed on time. Again, I talk about those things because they're an easy reference for me, easy to create whatever metaphors and use those. Same thing with the military. I use the military a lot because that's part of my life. Again, we're a product of our environment, right? So I was a tax accountant, or some aspect thereof, for 13 years. So I use that a lot as an example. I was in the military for 8 years. There's literally 20 years of my life right there. So yeah, I'm definitely going to talk about I'm going to have some references to those experiences. So that's why I use those so often. Okay. But so the power of touch. Again, it's we spoke about earlier. You're highly connected to your body, and the gentle touch or a light breeze does you well. Also consider treatments such as acupressure, body scrubs, and facials, all of which emphasize the power of touch. So this week, I gave a 7-day challenge. I'm not sure how many people are actually doing it, but I gave a 7-day challenge. I gave a 7-day challenge for us to love on ourselves more this week and practice some forgiving of ourselves, whether it's the people we chose, the occupation we chose, the school we chose, the location to live we chose, the companion we chose, the apartment we chose, the house we chose, no matter what it is, okay, no matter what it is, the church we chose to go to, the people we chose to associate with, whatever it is, to learn to forgive those places that did not treat you well, and to forgive yourself for not acknowledging the places, people, and things that you should have treated well, perhaps including yourself, that you did not, and first and foremost yourself. Okay, so that focus also goes along with this Taurus reading here, and talking about the power of touch and how well connected to their bodies they are. It's a good idea for all of us to become well connected to our bodies, to the physical, and I should say this body, Because again, as I shared, I'm getting away from ownership, because ownership implies authority. Okay, and ownership, and while I do own this body, right, the truth is it's really just on borrow, because that's why it's going to be given back to the ground. Okay, so it's really on borrow. I don't own it. It's just like the children that you give birth to, or men, the children that you have a part in giving birth to. You do not own them. They are a gift, and you are temporarily responsible for them. Temporarily responsible for them. Okay. And I don't know why that's ringing so true, but parents need to stop. Stop trying to be parents to your 30-year-old, okay? Put them out and let them grow up, okay? You want to see if you've done a good job, put them out on their own. And I'm not saying when they're 20, kick them out of the house. Parents who do that, yeah. There's something wrong with the parent when they're happy that the kid is going back to school every year. I never did understand that. Why are parents happy that the kids are going back? I need a break. You can take a break when the kids are there. The fact that you don't is a lack of time management. And that's just how it is. We all give priority to what we want to give priority to. No one can tell us. There are really so few people in this world who can actually make you do something. There's so few people there but we tend to think, oh, I got it. You don't have to. You can stop yourself, and you can go to your son's baseball game instead of going to that business meeting or going to that out of town, whatever. You can do that. We make priority what we want to be priority, period, point blank. Okay? Tuning in. While Taurus rules all five senses, given that it's the sign that governs the ears, it's especially aligned with hearing. As such, sound therapy may be a restorative practice of which you may want to take note. Okay, so Taurus. So for you, right, frequencies are going to be extremely important, most likely. Okay, so you would want to listen to a 369 frequencies, 444 frequencies, 333 frequencies, 555, 1212. Excuse me. You'll want to 222. You'll want to listen to these frequencies and any other that Most High gives you. You'll want to listen to these frequencies because these frequencies are unique and can help you with your sensitive hearing to access places spiritually, to ascend to places spiritually, and certainly to strengthen your chakras, because that is sound. That is why music helps so much, or it influences so much. I shouldn't say help, because music doesn't always help. Music can also depress, right? Music can sadden. Music can add to or remove. Music can do that, but that's sound. Okay. Stress spotlight. Okay, so things that you tend to worry about, Taurus, is uncertainty. Okay, and so you tend to move slow, and so anything, again, that fire type of energy, anything that comes in and disturbs that steadiness, you tend to shun, right? That's not something that you tend to embrace, again, unless you are awakened and you realize that, hey, this could balance me out, okay? And you know that you need excitement and rapid movement. When you know you need fun, exciting, rapid movement, you embrace that for that season, because you recognize you are the tortoise, but however, at the time, this is what's needed, type of thing. Okay, think about ER visits. Okay, a Taurus can't take their time in regards to getting to the ER. Okay, so in general, that might be the way that they are, but obviously there are times when being expeditious is wiser and more advantageous. Okay, so health focus, throat. talking about the throat chakra. The throat is one of the parts of the body under the domain of Taurus. And with that, it's a spot to give extra TLC, since it can be an area where you stress, where your stress accumulates. Sore throats can be painful and frustrating. And dysphonia, commonly known as hoarseness, all right, or raspy type of voice, which can be caused by a cold, sinus infection, gastro reflux, obviously, aging, so on and so forth. Okay? All right, so for you, Taurus, you want to pay attention to your throat chakra. Again, if you are heavily into music, it would help to sing certain songs, sing certain lyrics, or speak certain lyrics. Okay, so now, again, we're getting to the last part, the your sun and your moon. So we are looking again at Taurus. So we're going to be looking at Taurus coupled with each of the other zodiac signs. So Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, etc. Okay? All right. So for Taurus, if you are a Aries sun and a Taurus moon, you're that unique blend of pioneering and practical. With your Aries sun, you like to champion causes. With your Taurus moon, these may include subjects related to the natural world. You've got a tricky relationship with patience. At times, it easily wears thin, while at other times, you're quite happy if things proceed leisurely. That's all part of the Taurus energy. All right, so Taurus. So if you are a Taurus sun and then also a Taurus moon, as a double Taurus, you really love your creature comforts. Being surrounded by luxurious objects that delight your senses is quite inspiring. You handle practical matters with finesse as you place a high prize on security. Making money and managing your finances is important to you. Okay. Okay, so Gemini Taurus. Okay, Gemini Sun, Taurus Moon. As a Gemini Sun, you want to educate others. Given that you have a Taurus Moon, the subject matter in which you're interested may include nature, art, and practical matters. Sometimes you like to move quickly and other times slowly. Finding opportunities that allow you to do both is the element of your happiness. Cancer Taurus. So, your love, learning about food, preparing it and enjoying it, in which others, after all, your Cancer Sun loves feeling nourished. After all, your Cancer Sun loves feeling nourished, while your Taurus Moon has a sabbatical side. I'm sorry. It says sabbatic. I don't have. I'm recording on my phone, so I can't stop it and look the word up. Home is really important, and you want yours to be beautiful. And I can say that that is true for that Taurus that I was married to. And she didn't want the guest room to be used as a medical treatment room. I was putting myself on and off dialysis, but she wanted it as a guest room. So we went back to a guest room, and I went back to in-center treatments because she likes her home that way. And I can say when I met her in 2002, her home looked like a model home, and it looked that way when I went into it. Home is really important, and you want yours to be beautiful, as it's that special spot where you nest and build memories with those closest to you. All right, Leo Taurus. Okay, again, Leo Sun, Taurus Moon. As a Leo Sun, you've got a creative bent creative bent. Yeah, that's what it says. And with your Taurus moon, you turn the natural world into your muse. Okay? Not only do you love fun, but you also have quite a practical side. You have got a determined personality and may even be a bit stubborn as well. All right, Leo? So I know I can be a little stubborn, especially if I know, then yeah. I guess that's when the Mamba face comes out, when I know, right? Okay, so Virgo Taurus. You're an artisan who really prizes beauty, which for you means the aesthetics, okay, are particularly rooted in something functional. Being with nature is very satisfying. With your Virgo sun, you can be a very hard worker. I think Virgos are notably hard workers. You can be a very hard worker, notably if you align your aims with the practical matters that your Taurus moon prizes. Okay. Yeah, I think Virgos are kind of workaholics, from what I understand. And obviously we all can be. I have worked jobs where I was made to take days off because I would not take the regular vacation time. But that's a good thing, right? There's nothing wrong with being a workaholic. You obviously need to, again, balance, know when to take time off for yourself so you don't get burnt out. Libra Taurus, okay? So, you're a lover of luxury. You have a strong affinity for things infused with beauty and that yield pleasure and delight. While with the Libra sun, it may take some time to make decisions. Once you do, your Taurus moon inspires you to commit and stay the course. Okay, so you can see there where it balances out. A Libra might be one of the slowest, if not the slowest sign to make decisions. A Libra they are too logical in most cases. In a lot of cases, a Libra is too logical. So they take too much time to mull things over, and they often end up missing out on the best or ideal situations or the most fun because they do procrastinate. Okay? So Scorpio and Taurus. Okay? So Scorpio sun, Taurus moon. You're guided by both emotionality and practicality. Able to survey things on the surface and also dive below to find the hidden treasures. With your tenacious Scorpio sun and your consistent Taurus moon, when you find something that deeply nourishes you, you hold on to it for a while. Okay. Sagittarius Taurus. You're a visionary who is nurtured by channeling your inspiration into practical ideas. You love traveling as it connects you to the food, art, and landscapes that delight your senses. It's important to find balance between your Sagittarius sun desire for action and your Taurus moon need for leisure. So remember I spoke about, so I'm a Sagittarius sun. Those of you who have been listening, you know I am a Sagittarius sun, and heavily inspired by leisure art, or not by leisure, but by travel, art, landscapes. The paintings that I do are often landscapes, whether oil or acrylic. And so, yes, so that part definitely speaks to me. I don't have a strong Taurus sign anywhere in my chart, but that part definitely I know for sure is what I bring to the table when, as far as when looking at the Taurus sign, no matter what their Taurus sign happens to be in, sun, moon, or what have you. Okay, so Capricorn Taurus. For you, the tangible is where it's at. You love connecting to nature and building structures that have practical payoffs. With your responsibility, Capricorn Sun, and your serene Taurus Moon, you're ready and even keeled, qualities that can help you to accomplish your goals, Capricorn. Aquarius Taurus, you're quite determined. When you set your mind to something, you like to see it through. You're both interested in large world issues, thanks to your Aquarius Sun, and practical matters, thanks to your Taurus Moon. You've got the patience to bring about innovative solutions. So, Aquarius Taurus sounds like a pretty well-grounded, well-grounded person. A Pisces Taurus, okay? So if you're a Pisces Taurus, again, Pisces Sun, Taurus Moon, and this is the last one, you long to have your life filled with more beauty and grace. You take your Piscean ideas and make them manifest through the physical objects and intentional rituals your Taurus Moon adores. You're at once soulful while also grounded, a romantic dreamer who strives to feel connected to bodily pleasures. Okay, and so those are the 12 zodiac signs coupled with a Taurus moon sign. Okay, and the last for Pisces that it mentions, again, I have Pisces in my chart strongly, and so with that, I know for sure that there is always a balancing act between being grounded, which I focus on. I make sure I am every day grounded. Being the romantic dreamer, so kind of a hopeless romantic. I'm definitely one to send flowers for no apparent good reason other than just unconditional love. I'm definitely that guy. I'm definitely that guy to show up with breakfast at your office just because. I am that guy. And anyone who has dated me, all of those women, including the twin flame, she will tell you that he is absolutely that guy. He is that guy that you come home, there's flowers on the counter, he shows up, you come home, dinner's already done, when you thought he was working late. I am definitely that guy. I am definitely that guy. And that's also why I'm celibate. Okay, because I choose to protect that. Okay, because I've been burned, and I've been burned enough to know that, I've been burned enough to know. And so I pay attention to the energies that are around me today because of, again, the past energy situations and all of that. So don't feel bad in this week of extra loving ourselves. Don't feel bad if you find yourself this week pulling away from those. In fact, that's a good exercise for you to do, and I didn't include that in the challenge, but it's a good exercise for you to do. Maybe over the next 7 days, take a look at the individuals and things that are in your life that you really want to get rid of, but you don't know how. And then each day for the next 7 days, remove one of those things from your list. It's 44 minutes exactly on the clock as I say that. So remove one of those items or people from your life. Right? If you know you have a bad habit, again, let's take cigarette smoking. If you know you smoke cigarettes, you know it's not bad for you. You might be already showing signs of complications from that or whatever. So if you know that, don't try to put the whole pack down today. Smoke 2 less cigarettes today than you did yesterday, and then start keeping count. And it gets hard. Don't get hard on yourself. So you get down to 3 cigarettes a day. Man, you weren't able to, you smoked 3 today, you smoked 3 yesterday too. That's okay. Take it easy on yourself, okay? Take it easy on yourself. Because that is loving yourself. Being hard on yourself all the time, that doesn't get it done. that's good for a moment and that's good for a time. And we all need that self-motivating instinct in us. We all need that Rocky in us. We all need that Mamba in us. We all need that I'm not going down without a fight. We all need that in us. Okay? But if that is not balanced with loving ourselves, if all we do is dig, and we never take time to enjoy the places that we are, then we'll miss out. Okay? And you could make all the money, but then you'll find yourself at the end all alone. What good is that? Or you've made it all and you didn't share it with anyone along the way. What good is that, right? So again, always about a balance. I hope you're loving on yourself today. Thank you so much for listening. Again, this is the second of 12 in the series of Living by the Moon. Thank you so much for tuning in. You've been tuned in to The Encourager. My name's Nehru. Happy Friday. Enjoy your day. And as always, be encouraged.